So I just wanted to make that clear, like that it wasn't something that that I approved of, and I had to speak up for myself because I worked really hard with coming up with my content, and just for somebody to come along and admit to being lazy it's heartbreaking to me because it was actually somebody that I know. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty Podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Akua Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Akua Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty Podcast. So happy to have you here. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be telling you a little story time. And I'm actually recording this episode from my backyard because it's a really nice day today. So if you hear any background noise like dogs barking or sirens, because I do live in the city, that's what it is. And I have my little fur baby Elegance here. I have a pit bull dog, and she's out here chilling with me. But before we jump into this episode, I want to make a few announcements or do some housekeeping just to make sure you know what's going on around these parts. So be sure to click the link down below in the show notes or in the description and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community. Right now, we are 92 members strong. We're trying to grow the community, and it's just going to be a place for us beauty professionals, us creatives to connect, network virtually, and just to share some resources with one another during this time and going forward. Also, if you're not following us on Instagram, please do that as well. Our Instagram is at Friends in Beauty, of course, and we're also on Twitter and on Facebook as well at Friends in Beauty. And, we're also on Apple Podcasts. So if you have an iPhone or iPad, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, and go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating and review. It would be greatly appreciated if you share your thoughts about the podcast. Additionally, if you've been enjoying the podcast, go ahead and share it with your friends, your family, your other friends in beauty. Don't be stingy. Share the love, okay? And last thing, if you ever have any suggestions on solo episodes, any topics that you would like me to cover, I'll be happy to do that with you if it aligns with the podcast, of course. So if you have any suggestions, you can always shoot me a DM on my personal Instagram at Akua Robinson, which is AKUA, last name ROBINSON, or you can shoot me a DM on the Friends in Beauty page as well. Also, if you have anybody that you would like me to interview to get their insight on a particular area of the industry, let me know as well, and I'll be happy to reach out to them on your behalf and get them on the show. All right. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this story time. And as you can see from, the title of this podcast episode, imitation is not the highest form of flattery. I wanted to do a story time because recently, probably like a couple of months ago, in 2020, I experienced something within my business that I had never experienced before. And I know it's something that a lot of people experience in the industry because I've heard of it before. And if you haven't experienced it yet, you probably will. And if you have experienced it, I just want to, talk about how I handled the situation. And that is basically a story of plagiarism, as you would call it. So let me just go ahead and get into the story. So what happened was, a lot of people know that I have been doing the Friends in Beauty networking events since February 2019, and it has been a labor of love. I absolutely love doing these events. And when you step into the entrepreneurial space and you become a business owner, A lot of the times when you start out, you're doing everything on your own, which is like brainstorming ideas. I know for me, at least, I brainstorm my ideas. I come up with the concept. I come up with my graphics. I come up with my sales pages. I write my own copy. I do everything on my own. I'm a one-man show right now. I even edit this podcast and edit the videos for YouTube and everything on my own. I'm a one-man show right now. I do not have any help. So essentially what happened was I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I came across a post from another friend in beauty who I'm very familiar with. We've had several conversations. This person lives overseas, but we've had several conversations. I've helped this person with certain aspects of their business and everything. And I saw that this person was promoting a networking event in their country, which is amazing. I encourage, I'm not the only person that does networking events. I encourage people to, go out and build their community as well. So I was really excited for this person when I saw the post. So I saw the initial flyer. And then as I scrolled down to read the caption, I noticed that it sounded very, very familiar, like extremely familiar. It was pretty much, not even pretty much, it was my exact wording for why I created Friends in Beauty that I have on my sales page. So I was a little bit confused because, as you know, like when you write your own copy, like it's a lot of hard work that goes into doing these things. Copy, I even get people that reach out to me and ask me, do you write your own copy? Like, how do you come up with your captions? How do you know what to say? Like, this stuff is like, it takes a lot of work. And when I saw the wording, I recognized it immediately because it was what came out of my own brain. So I was a little bit confused because this is somebody that I know fairly well. I won't say that we're friends because this person is overseas, but we've connected over social media for some years now. And I was a little bit confused as to like what I was seeing. And I know that this person, the nature of this person is not malicious. So I was a little bit confused because I didn't think that they did it maliciously. I was like, this has to be some kind of like honest mistake. So, you got to call up your council of friends or elders. So I reached out to a couple of friends of mine who were in the beauty industry to get their opinion on it because by nature, I'm not a confrontational person at all. Like the old me would have just like slid it under the rug and just let it slide. But when you are building your business, you have to stand up for yourself. And if you see something that is off, that you do not agree with, that you think will conflict with the business that you are doing, you have to speak up. So I reached out to a few people and they suggested that I reach out to this person and, see what's up. So I sent the DM just, kindly asking like, hey, congratulations on your event. I see you're doing this. But I noticed that, the wording is pretty much my wording. Can you explain that to me? Like, that's exactly what I'm like. Can you, just clarify this for me? And, this person expressed like, they didn't do it, maliciously. Of course, that's not what I thought. But that they were using my events as a blueprint for theirs. And that is totally fine. I look at a lot of people's stuff, too, for inspiration as well, but I do not copy it word for word. There's a difference. And that's why I say imitation is not the highest form of flattery because this really, it really took me aback because I didn't expect this type of behavior from this person. And I also started to think in my head, well, maybe it's a cultural difference. Maybe they don't think about it the same way we think about it, in America. Because I know if my English teacher from like 9th or 10th grade has seen that, she would have been like, oh no, this is plagiarized. Okay, this is word for word. This is a no-no. But this person said, that they didn't do it maliciously. And I just kind of coached them through like, maybe you should really think about the reason why you created the event for your community, because this is the reason why I created my events, like word for word. It can't possibly be word for word the exact reason why you created your events. And the whole situation went, well, because we kind of have a relationship. It wasn't taken the wrong way, but before that person responded to me, I had went and I put something on Facebook like, about it. But now I'm not, as you can see, I'm not even saying the person's name because I do value, her and her business and artistry and everything like that. So I'm not going to say her name. But what happened was once I had put something on Facebook just about the situation in general, like, oh, wow, I didn't know that people, really did this. Another artist that's in my area reached out to me personally and expressed that the same thing had just happened to them, that somebody had plagiarized their event page too, because she just started doing networking events as well. So we're talking about the situation just kind of like in general, like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that this person did this and blah, 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 blah. And come to find out, we just started talking about something else eventually, but then come to find out, the girl that I was talking to, she's like, oh my gosh, hold up. I just realized that we are talking about the same person. Like literally, she just did this to me like 2 weeks ago and literally copied and pasted this person's whole event page off of Eventbrite and just changed the location. That was all. And when they reached out to, she reached out to the person as well, and she admitted to being lazy. And that is just a complete no-no. Like, I just could not believe that this had happened twice. Like, you did it to me, but you also did it to somebody else. That's just pure laziness. And normally, like I said, I would not have reached out to this person because I freaking hate confrontation. I totally, hate it. I just don't like it at all. But for me, the reason why I reached out is because Friends in Beauty is something that is very important to me. And I have tons of plans for Friends in Beauty that span past networking events, that span past doing a podcast. And my concern with the situation was that what if, because I'm in a whole different market than this person. So I'm like, what if somebody comes across Friends in Beauty one day and sees the description for Friends in Beauty and thinks that I'm copying off of this other person when it's the other way around. So I just wanted to make that clear, like that it wasn't something that that I approved of. And I had to speak up for myself because I work really hard with coming up with my content, and just for somebody to come along and admit to being lazy is heartbreaking to me because it was actually somebody that I know. So I just wanted to share that with you all because plagiarism is a real thing. People, as a makeup artist, as photographers, I was literally on Facebook this morning and saw a photographer that I worked with before in the past expressing his frustration for people, taking his images without his permission and using them in like big name music videos and album covers and photography sites and all types of stuff. And a lot of the times there's nothing we could really do about it but to just say something because legally, if you were to pursue something like that, it would take up probably more money and more time than you're willing to spend just fighting it. But as business owners, you really have to speak up and fight for ourselves. And I just didn't want it to become a situation. And I had to bring it to light to that person too, because the fact that somebody else reached out and asked me about it, and we found that we were talking about the same person, that doesn't look good because a lot of times people think that this industry is really big and it's not. This industry is small and word travels very quickly. And I didn't want it to be a situation with this person like continuing to do something like this and then make a bad name for themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people still work. They still other makeup artists work. They still photographers work and they put their name on it. Definitely you're going to be known for that in the industry. If that is something that you are doing, if you are plagiarizing other people's stuff, you're stealing people's pictures, you're stealing people's content and not crediting, them for their work, eventually you're going to be known for that. And then nobody's going to want to work with you and nobody's going to trust you. So if that is you, cut it out. If that is happening to you, I encourage you to, speak up for yourself and to, protect your business. Do the best that you can. So although I did reach out to this person, it's only so much you can do. This person still hasn't taken down their post. They haven't changed the wording. They even went on to do another post with the same wording, which is just mind-boggling to me. And it just kind of it kind of makes me feel like they don't respect me as a business owner. But I'm not a type of person that likes to dwell on those things, because I also do believe in the power of like whatever is meant for you is going to be for you. And they can steal the recipe, they can steal the sauce, but nobody has your hand type of vibe. So I'm not really concerned about it, but it was a situation that definitely caught me off guard. And I handled it to the best of my ability with like class and, poise. I didn't want to reach out and be, ratchet with it, be like, what is this? You need to take this down, girl. Like, I didn't want to, take it there. I handled it very professionally, because since I am running a business, I would never want somebody, to be able to come back and talk badly about me and how I handle situations in my business as well. So that was my story time. Imitation is not the highest form of flattery, okay? So if that is something that is occurring right now, don't do it. Definitely be inspired by people, but don't copy. You can definitely be inspired, but don't copy. A lot of times, if I need help with like trying to figure out how to word things, I'll look at other people's stuff too, but I'm not going to copy it word for word. I don't know, like, how that even became a thing. Like, we're adults. Like, you just don't do stuff like that. So I hope that you enjoyed my story time. Let me know if this is something that you like, and I will be happy to share more stories with you, because I have plenty. After being in the industry for 7 years, I have plenty of stories. So let me know if that's something that you would like. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, and I will talk to you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.